Healing is a word that has become extremely important to me in the last few months, especially in the last year with everything that's happening. If you'd like to say so, I think the earth has taken its time to heal with everything that's been going on with the virus. Now, bringing it to our individual lives, I think that every living thing at one point or another is required to heal. As human beings, we require physical healing, healing for our spirits, and healing for our minds as well. When it comes to our bodies, it's really easy to first of all identify where we need to heal. For example, when we have a superficial cut or we have an ache in one part of our body, it's easy to sense, it's easy to identify, and we almost know exactly what to do to heal it because we have a number of solutions, predetermined solutions available, and we only have to pick the most effective in the moment. When it comes to emotional and mental healing, however, it's a bit of a different ballgame. People usually don't even know what they're feeling. Most of us, to put it simply, are emotionally illiterate. But it's important to cater to our emotional and mental health like we do our physical health. Because in actual fact, I don't think that the two are separate. They are mutually supportive and they complement each other to make sure that our entire well-being thrives as it should. I'm privileged to work in a field where most of what I do requires that I speak to people and speak to them on a very honest level where they bear their souls out, if you will, or they present themselves exactly as they are with all of the challenges they have, especially the emotional challenges, which most of the time they are unable to address or they are unable to make complete sense of. But I find that it must be a challenge for people to have to wait to come to me to share their experiences. And then I think about the people who can't come to me or come to people who do similar things as I do to talk to them. How do they deal with the challenges that they have? Increasingly, I find that there are people who deal with so many things, residual feelings or residual difficulties from abuse, from trauma, substance abuse disorders, mood disorders, depression and anxiety, the ones that are prevalent or we think we know about, eating disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, even certain personality disorders that certain cultures will not even acknowledge because it's, to say the very least, bizarre. This initiative of Hearts and Minds Aloud came to me because I had come to understand that acknowledging that we had a problem and being able to speak about it was a big and a major first step to trying to find solutions for it. And knowing that our emotional health is or should be as important as our physical health, I thought that this initiative was very worth pushing. Hearts and Minds Aloud is a platform that allows people to come forward with the challenges that they have emotionally, the ones they've resolved, the ones they are still in the process of resolving, and the ones that up until now they've been afraid to confront because it felt strange, it felt weird, it felt alien. I know that a big barrier to sharing our emotional health difficulties is the concept of vulnerability, because as human beings, and in most cultures, I speak specifically to the Ghanaian culture, we don't encourage vulnerability because we equate it to weakness. But I beg to differ. I think that vulnerability requires that we show up as we are. Flaws, difficulties, imperfections and all. And if you ask me, I'd say that that takes real courage to do. Now, once we get past that barrier and start to share, we encourage other people who haven't gotten this understanding of the power of vulnerability to build that sense as well, to build that sense of confidence, to share. And so we create an avenue to connect with each other in the purest, simplest form. We find that by doing this also, we walk into alignment. Healing is a concept that's become very important to me. I think that its value cannot be overemphasized. We're very open at Hearts and Minds Aloud to hear your stories. If you send us an email at heartsandmindsaloud@gmail.com or send a message to any of our social media handles, which is Hearts and Minds Aloud on Facebook and Instagram, we're more than willing to support you, give you the help you need, and encourage that you become a mouthpiece for people who understand the value of healing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I look forward to hearing from you to complete your journey of healing. My name is Baba Dadzi. I'm a clinical psychologist and your host for Hearts and Minds Aloud.